Hi and welcome. Thank you so much for being here. I'm excited because I've been wanting to do this for a long time, and I hope that it actually gives a lot of vitality, a lot of clarity to whoever watches. So, we're going to do two options. There's going to be 1 and 2, and I'm going to let the cards speak for themselves and give the interpretation as is being channeled. So we have the Serpent Fire Tarot, and we have the Oracle the Celtic Oracle of Trees. This is in French. I'm going to translate it as it goes. I've been introducing you to this deck a lot. I just really love working with tree archetypes, and I even added a few cards to complete the collection, but I have more cards to paint, and I'm excited. So let me present myself. I'm a healer, I'm a researcher, I'm a teacher in the healing hearts in the spiritual dimension. And I love making different videos where I give you first-hand experiences and practices so that it's not just, talking about concepts, but it's actually living those concepts, experiencing them, touching them. And today is a special day where we're doing this type of energy channeling for specific individuals and for specific groups. But usually I offer meditations, ASMRs, and I teach classes that you can check on my website and on Patreon. So, number one, if you selected number one, this is your timestamp, and then we'll go into number two. Let me move the box. I feel like we can keep this beautiful symbol, the Eye of Ra, to stay here so that we have the sunlight coming through. We have a beautiful raven feather that I was gifted in the park recently, and I love the shine of blue and green. We have crystals that are resting here and will help us with the energy. And we're just cleansing the decks so that we're sure that this is purely your energy and not from my past readings, my past spreads. I offer sessions, so if you want to see me one-on-one, where we do a lot of human design, astrology, gene keys, reiki healing, light language, and I help you figure out the next transformation. I'm a Scorpio, so rebirths, it's my forte. So if you want to change things up, I'm here for that. So, option one, deck one, first group. We start now. I set the intentions that we bring in the most clarity for those who have been called to number one. What are you needing to know right now? What is Spirit going to show you? Oh, and I feel like we have a second card coming through. So we first had the Nine of Pentacles. Oh, and the Seven of Swords. I like that. Okay, good. So the Seven of Swords has a specific meaning that is not usually pleasant in the more classical tarot. But with this one, I really like the meaning of this one. So let me first tell you about those two cards. So the Nine of Pentacles, here we can see a woman that is englobed by a beautiful mandala. She has the Virgo and the Venus symbols that are next to her. She's receiving the sunlight in her feet. So there is an aspect of, being grounded in that moment, being alone but resourceful, being independent and freed, but very resourceful and touched and blessed by Venus. So the Nine of Pentacles here for you means that either you are or you will be quite soon in a moment where you just find yourself, you found yourself. You found who you are. You're building a life that resembles your deepest dreams, your biggest aspirations, and you're finding the tools or recollecting the tools that will help you to make a life blossom from that beautiful groundedness, from the collection of blessings that are offered to you, and, creating a life where those seeds are being watered, where the sun is nourishing your projects, nourishing your energy every day. There's truly a beautiful, beautiful energy there. The Seven of Swords usually means dishonesty, that someone's gonna steal from you, that someone is not being truthful to you. With this one here, I just feel like you have a lot of different options and you get to pick what is going to be a part of your equipment. So being integral, not in that dishonesty, like is someone dishonest with me, or am I going to be dishonest in order to make my way through those manifestations I want to call in? No, not at all. It's more like, okay, there's a lot of different archetypes, there's a lot of different tools, a lot of different swords that can be used. Here we have Neptune, Mars, Jupiter, Mercury, Saturn, and Venus. And then this is, it does have a little symbol, but it's not very clear. Well, it's not very clear. What I see here is, okay, you know which ways you could go. Which one is the one that feels centered and aligned? And what are you going to expect the people in your life to be with you as well, centered and aligned? Or, selecting a tool that could be less than ideal, less than reflecting of the values you want to nourish in your life and the values that you would love your surroundings to reflect as well, because we are, in a way, influenced by our surroundings, by people's actions, and we don't want us to be contaminated by any type of energy that doesn't fit what we want to create right now. Does that connect? Does that feel good? So you have a lot of different tools. You have a lot of different swords. You get to choose which one you want to continue building that life that blossoms, both paired by Venus, by the sun, by the moon, just like being a truly blossoming being, a queen or a king. Let's see which tree could be our guide and our advice in figuring this out. Ooh. So we have the poplar tree, and in Ogham, in the Celtic writing, it's called Eada, Eadha. The symbol is that line that is being crossed by four straight lines. And I'm going to read, what's going on. Okay, so this is a tree that has the most terrestrial and material aspect and meaning. So we're really building a life. We had the tools, we have the life that we want to create, and now we're relating against to build that security, that material security, that safety, that the foundations of a life in this plane, because we're wanting to access this reality and to feel safe enough to be able to focus on spiritual life later on or as a pair. This tree is a tree of resistance and protection. It pairs with language, with being attuned to language. And, we have the Virgo archetype here. Virgo is ruled by Mercury. So it has to do with language, with short travels, with communication, with, being able to be good with the word and to craft with words a reality. And it has a connection with the wind as well. This tree is extremely good at dealing with aridity, with dryness, and here she's in the desert, so it's interesting to see that. It will protect you from death and from wounds and from your problems and even the problems that you foresee. Even if it is a long period that doesn't give you any access to solutions, this tree will be here to help you. And because it is connected to the wind, it is therefore connected to language, to words, to communication. It's a tree that is called the messenger. So the advice is to see the fears and the doubts that you may have, which might be represented by those other tools or other presences, consciousnesses, and to know that one, you're safe, you're being blessed, you're being loved, you're being guided to take yourself out of a difficult situation and to remember, to allow you to remember that this is your template. This is your blueprint. This is your innate template. You are a blossoming being that finds connection, that is grounded and rooted into herself. You look at that. We didn't see that. The pyramid. She's on a pyramid. All right. Let's just give more protection to your spread. I hope that this helped, that you know that you are protected and safe. You're being shown a higher vision of yourself so that you may create that. You may co create that with the universe, with your actions, manifestations, with your words. And thank you for watching. Group 2. Hi. Hi, Group 2. Just cleansing the energy from the first group so that we may be as clear as possible for you. All right, let's go and see what Group 2 needs to hear right now. What is for the highest good? Four of Wands reversed. Ah, you're jumping, guys. Ace of Cups. Okay. Two of Cups and the Lovers. Let's just keep them. Let's keep those on the side. They jumped. But yeah, this deck has a lot to say to you. Four of Wands, Ace of Cups, Two of Cups, and the Lovers. And I feel like we're gonna do my favorite spread. Oh, the energy is so different from group 1. I love it. Not that one is better than the other at all. It's just we've got very different. Oh, very different. Even dance, very different song. It's not that the message is different or the energy is different, because it obviously is, but even the modality of how it speaks is widely widely different. So today is Venus's day. It's Friday. And it matters a lot because I'm in Istanbul, I'm in Turkey, and it's midday. So it means that the biggest prayer time of the week is right now. It's midday on Friday. And it's about to start. It's actually going to be very soon. We might hear the call to prayer. And when I considered, doing this video, I knew it had to be during that time because it's a beautiful opening to the Venus energy, to the mother. So here we have a spread that starts with the reality, the illusion, the situation, the illusion, the reality, the advice, and then the conclusion. This is a very simple spread. I use this 5-card spread all the time for myself, for people I work with, and I just didn't know we were doing this today, but that amount of cards fell through, so we needed to complete it. We start with the Four of Wands returned, reversed. You might feel like you've been cast out of home, that you are taken away from the foundations that you were finding comfort in, and whether it was your foundation, your home, or other people's home, or even your family, you've been cast out. You don't belong here anymore. It feels like it's a beautiful new beginning. It's a beautiful, okay, I'm going to be alone in this. I'm going to be having a new start. It's going to be something that looks like my emotional foundation, my new feeling, what I want to bring in this world. But the reality is that it's actually a new way of relating with someone else, something else, whether it's your inner child, whether it's your shadows, whether it's the great cosmic mother, the universe, Gaia, whether it's just a new relationship. It's not one feeling that might be very empowering, but still is, one. It's actually a new way of relationship. So you've been cast out of what you could call family or home. You're building a new home. You're finding the bigger home, whether it's, with the universe, with the creator, or with yourself, with your inner child. I feel like I'm speaking very fast, but the energy is actually a rush. The advice is to focus on love, to focus on making choices, to focus on looking at love, choosing love every day. To let the first influence of your life be love. The first thing that you look at in the day is love, unconditional love for yourself, for your inner child, for your shadows, for even the people that cast you out, for relationships. If you are in a partnership, in a romantic relationship, in a friendship, looking at love first and letting that be the emanation that comes through. When we're cast out, a lot of fears, a lot of anger, a lot of processing can come through, and it's necessary. But you can also get stuck in that field, and it's going to be nurtured and nourished, all of that anger and that bitterness. And there's a fine line between bypassing your emotions and having no boundaries with them and being hurt because you're entering that grid. And we want you to look at love and to process those emotions from loving yourself, from loving your inner child, loving your shadows. And so we've got the call to prayer right now, and this smoke is giving me so much. It's so mesmerizing to watch from my point of view, but maybe from yours as well. Who knows? I want to read about this, which is the outcome. The outcome from following that advice of love and relating everything back to that unconditional love and processing everything from the sense of love. The outcome is that you become the true master of your reality, because this is the reed plant, and it all has to do with arrows. So when you're throwing an arrow, you put a few feathers to it in order for the arrow to be perfectly balanced in the air when you set it out and it goes to the direction that you set it to go to. So the reed is all about choosing the intentions, choosing the direction in which you're going to go into. So instead of being fully in that bitterness because you've been cast out, because you've been pushed away, starting with love is the intention, is the direction that you're going to go into. And then you can add other directions to, you want a life that is filled with love, with blessings, with connection from the higher planes of existence, by experiencing true fortunate living. And then this will change everything, not to be just fully in the destiny and being, surprised by life, but also co-creating by having your free will and choosing the direction that you're going into. So set your arrows in the air, select with conviction the plan that you want to experience, and then you'll see the arrow will hit the target. This is beautiful. We had those two cards that fell through: Three of Swords, Knight of Wands. I kept them like this for the whole thing because it felt like it is totally away from this. It doesn't even need to be taken into consideration. But for some people, yes, there is a true energy that can be here that is not easy. The Three of Swords speaks of all of that is mischief, all of that is lies and manipulation, all of that is bravado and portraying themselves as something that they're not. Let's just keep them on the side. Let's focus again, setting your intentions, setting the arrows, creating that focus on love so that the people that are, that cast you out, the people that are on the side and cast you out, that may be using every type of manipulations and saying all of the things that they want you to believe in, let's just keep them on the side. They'll keep on doing this, they'll keep on sharing that, they'll keep on creating mayhem. Please, let's not even tap into that. Like, I don't even want to look at those cards longer. We focus on this. You have a beautiful chance when you're being, you know, put away from a situation, cast out, you're being protected. This was not for you, even if it looked like it. There's a lot of manipulations at hand that can happen. So this was protection. You being cast out was a door closes. It was a very bad room. A new door opened, a new remembering that this is what matters: a beautiful relationship with your inner child, with your shadows, with your truest self, with your highest self, with the cosmic mother, with the cosmic father, with Gaia, with, the true people that love you, that want to care for you. Let's focus on that. And the advice is starting from love, and then you will set your intentions. Let's just focus on that. The relating, the other people that are in your life, the one that love you, not the one that casts you out. That was a very, very fast, very, very fast speech, but it felt like all of the details needed to be shared. Oh, it feels much better now. Okay, so we breathe in and out. Thank you for watching. You've got this. You've got this. Thank you, thank you, thank you. I wish you the best. And I hope that you enjoyed this video. Give it a like, a subscribe, and maybe watch the others so that you can pair that with a healing. I have a lot of healings, and if you want to join my Patreons, I have a lot more to share. See you there.